So that's one thing I'm really looking forward to in 2023 is getting this podcast back on track a little bit, because like obviously 2022 like fucked everything up.
Yeah.
Well, I would love to kind of go back and talk a little bit about some of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. Do you want to rehash all that stuff? Okay,
I don't
let's
think people want to listen to it anymore. I think like it's been over, so people don't really care about it anymore, I feel.
because we didn't speak that much last year.
No.
Like we're all dealing with our own shit.
Yeah.
So just very quickly, we don't have to like linger on it.
No.
Update us on like what was 2022 in a nutshell like for you as a business owner, restaurant business owner.
It was fucking terrible, man.
Yeah, I mean obviously.
Give us the highlights.
But you survived. But you survived through
Did
it.
I tell you
Most
guys
people didn't.
I
right?
almost starved to death?
Wait, what?
I told you guys
We
about
talked
it.
about this because this was very early on during the lockdown.
Yeah.
But we called it like a fake starving to death because you just refused to join your community.
No, it was
community
not. It was not.
group.
I
Group buys.
refused. It was All right. So what happened was I did refuse in the beginning, but no, it was not even refuse. I just did not even think I needed it. Me, I was cocky, right? Of course. I mean, I have so many fucking restaurants, right? Like,
Charlie's.
No. I mean, I have Cantonese
for
restaurant
life.
too,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
So I'm like, all right, fuck. I have like, then I have all my suppliers too, right? Even if I get fucked, I'm like, my suppliers definitely cannot be fucked. But everybody got fucked, right? So I only had I really had 5 day worth of food, And no, we didn't have group buys until mid-April. Mid-April. 10.
Mid-April. A couple weeks in.
For me, it was like 2 weeks in.
Same here.
So it wasn't. So it was not. I refused. Like there was not really a group buy. I didn't create a group buy, of course. I didn't think we needed one. But so anyway, on the 5th, I had leftover shit. I started eating it.
So you didn't. So from the beginning, you didn't stock anything.
I stocked 5 days worth of food.
Only 5 days.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So
I didn't
because you
stock too
believed
much.
it was going to be 5 days.
Yeah. And I didn't want to. And also, I didn't have. I don't know. I feel like normally people just don't have huge fridges. I did not have a huge fridge right at home. You guys maybe have bigger fridge, but now when I'm moving to my new apartment, so I'm renovating my new place. Before I picked a fridge, right? But recently I decided to change to a much bigger fridge just in case. Yeah. I'm telling the designer, I'm like, no, make the fridge space bigger.
What you need is those big freezer chests.
I'm also getting one too. But
Yeah.
they have the standing ones,
long-term freezers,
standing ones now.
Okay.
That looks like a fridge. So yeah, I was fucking starving, man. Government did not give me anything till the 9th. I think that was when Changning had.
Oh, that's pretty quick already, 9th.
Yeah, but that's 4
about a week.
days of fucking almost nothing to eat, man.
So you.
I was really not prepped
Okay.
because I did not think I needed it. As a restaurant owner, you think food is plentiful.
Because you didn't think the logistics would also shut down.
Yeah,
In order to get the food.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
I think even if I can't go out, delivery must happen. My restaurant will happen. Yo, all my suppliers, man, fuck, a lot of people lost a shit ton of money because their food just went bad. All the seafood suppliers, fucking, they just died, right? The fresh seafood, they fucking just died in the market. Then even the frozen fucking bitches. Oh shit, my bad. Whose phone is it?
We're always doing this. We haven't pinpointed whose phone it is yet.
Not mine.
No, it's not mine. None of us are getting calls.
I don't know. All right. Anyway,
I'm gonna throw it over there. Okay, go on.
Yo, it's fucking crazy, man. I have suppliers where so they have their frozen warehouses for frozen goods. You need the huge blaster fridges, right? Some of them the whole factory lost electricity, so the blaster fridge just turned off. Millions of inventory just rotted.
Oh,
rotted.
I'd hate to be the one cleaning that.
Or another one of my suppliers, the blaster fridge, it's not even a fridge, it's like a walk-in warehouse, right?
Yeah.
It's huge. The shit broke, and like the security guard, right, was good. So he actually told him like, oh, your shit broke. If you don't fix it, all your crap is gonna go bad. And we're talking about like tens of millions of shit. And no, there was nothing you can do. You cannot send a repairman. Like nobody can like leave their fucking xiaoqu. And shit just rotted away. We're talking about like a fucking walk-in
Like a warehouse full of stuff.
warehouse
Yeah,
full
huge
of
warehouses.
frozen stuff.
Yeah.
Just went bad. Yeah.
God, the fucking smell.
Yeah. It's crazy, man. But anyway, like, so yeah, from 5th to the 9th, fucking, I was living off like a pot of fucking like spoiled fucking curry, man. Like it was, and rice. It was bad. It was bad. It was like a low point in my life. Then I remember on the 9th when the government gave me some like fucking Changning, we had like 带鱼 and shit. But like, yo, I'll tell you, like my 物业 like knocked on my door, gave me this fucking box. I literally ran to the door to like,
To get it.
to get the food, and like I fucking was like squatting on the floor. Once I brought the box in, I was squatting on the floor and like checking out my food. I'm like, fuck, man. Just like 10 days ago, I was like a restaurant owner, right? Like, yo, this food in my restaurant, I would not even glance at that shit, right? But like now I'm like squatting down, like fucking counting my food. I think I told you, but like, sometimes we watch movies and shit, like, how fast people can change. So people can like just turn
The rags to riches, riches to rags kind of feel.
or like just in wartime, right? How like you see movies where like people one day he's like a successful businessman or like successful person in general, right? And next day he's like begging for money, shit like that.
Yeah.
It's possible, man. Like, cause I think people are conditioned extremely quick. Like we're not as sophisticated as we imagine. We fucking become animals super fast.
Oh,
Of course.
I believe that 100%.
Yeah.
I believe society is hanging on a thread that we're just kind of oblivious to, and it doesn't take much for everything to just unravel.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't take much.
Yeah, we'll,
You know?
we'll fucking like, like how people start killing each other, or like or Japanese movies, right? Like where like they just make students kill each other, right? Like you think it's like
Battle Royale.
Yeah, battle royale, let's say, right?
You're going there.
No, but it's true. Like like you think people,
Or like Squid Game or something like that.
yeah, like
well.
people can turn very
Yeah,
fast.
when survival is on the line, of course everything goes out the window.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
survival. Because if you're not gonna if you're not gonna survive, then there's nothing else. Manners,
No,
that
no.
goes out the window.
No, and it's not even that, but your mentality, I feel like changes super fast.
Yeah.
It's just 9 days is enough to starve my ass to like start fucking squatting on the floor. Like give me like 2 more days, I'll probably beg for food.
So I think the situation that
Suck
you're
some dick for food.
Fuck.
I think the situation that you were
I mean,
in.
like maybe 4 more days for that.
I'm not gonna put it past him. But I feel like the situation you're in, it's funny because you are a restaurateur, right? So that's part of the reason why it's ironic that you were put in that situation and you felt the way you felt. But I'm sure there's a lot of people that also had gone through many those kind of situations, right?
Yeah.
But what about the business itself? I mean, did you ever? When did you actually get to a point where you started thinking, oh shit, what about my restaurants?
Yeah, fuck. I mean, I started thinking about that like in March, man. Because we fucking started locking down in March.
So how did you survive? Because like, okay, now we're sitting here in 2023. Obviously, the situation here in China, and particularly in Shanghai, has completely changed, right? It's like, things, it's kind of like behind us now, thankfully. And so like, you're still here. You still got your restaurants. I think you've closed some down, but you've opened some new ones.
Yeah.
Right? You got some big plans. Like how would you say you got through all that?
I think it's just hard work and luck. Like it's all success, right? Like all success is a combination of hard work and luck. If I didn't have luck, no hard work could help you, right? But if you just have like work hard but no luck, you're fucked too, right?
that's
no,
true.
it's true. I'll tell you, like how I survived during the worst of it, right? Is so one of my staff, she applied for like the 保供in March. I did not think it was going to be as extreme as we had it. But, you know, we kind of surmised that some places will still be locked down, right? Like, we're like, okay, let's try to apply for a 保供单位证, right? So not a lot of people applied, actually.
What is the 保供单位证?
You know, 保供 is actually how we got our 团购. Everything was 团购, you needed that 证. Any company without that...
Like essential worker certificate or what?
Kind of. It's like you're essential to the government. Kind of shit like that, you know? It's
yeah, you're an essential worker.
Yeah, kind of. But it's a company. It's a 证 to the company. But I can tell you more about it because it's fucked up anyway. But anyway, so you get this certificate for your company. It's like, right? It says like Charlie's
can operate
during the lockdown. But anyway, like we applied. Then I got it, and that's luck, right? Like if I didn't improve, I would have.
Yeah, I remember you started putting out flyers for like set meals, right? To send to people, and I remember people posting on their moments, you know, getting your food and like enjoying your burgers and what have.
Fuck, the whole thing is fucked up though. But anyway, like so that's luck. Anyway, and it was hard work, you know. Like we worked hard. It was very hard to do 保供 actually, to do like 团购. Because people were bitching, you know, like a lot of customers actually like got mad, but they didn't.
About what?
Because in the beginning we didn't have burger buns, so I made patty melts, right?
Oh.
And people were
with like toast, like just like normal bread.
Yeah, with toast, and people were complaining. They're like,
they're still complaining.
Yeah, man, they're fucking complaining.
You wanted to say something else, but I get you.
Yeah,
that's
and
fucked up, man.
But they don't understand like how hard, like.
Yeah, you're working so hard to try to feed people who need food, and they're still complaining. I did not
raise prices, you know, like my prices.
Because you didn't have burger buns.
I did not even raise prices. And yo, I'll tell you guys, man, like people don't know how hard it was. Okay, yo, I'll tell you. So let's say you're my vendor, and you sell me beef, but you cannot enter your own warehouse because there's a fucking security guard that's, unless you have a fucking 证, you cannot get in the fucking warehouse, right? And you cannot leave your house either, right? Because most people cannot fucking leave their house. So me, I like, you know, normally suppliers send the inventory to the restaurant. During that time, I had to like drive to your warehouse at night, climb through the fucking back door.
What?
Yeah, I had to steal fucking your inventory, but with your approval.
With your permission.
With your approval.
But you had to like sneak in like a ninja.
Yeah. It was fucking a bitch, man. Like,
did you wear like all black and like have like ski mask?
No, like you know what? I mean, in China you do it different. You know, you give the guy some fucking cigarettes. but you still cannot enter through the front because there are cameras. The guy got to do his job. If there's cameras, there's cars passing. You know, he's fucked. You know, so he'll pretend like not to see you, but you cannot go through your car cannot fucking drive in, right? You cannot go.
So this is like all unofficial, but you just speak to the owner like of your vendor.
It's unofficial, but it's the official way of doing it. Like everybody was doing it.
So it's not just you.
No,
it's not just you.
It was the way.
Okay.
There was no other way.
Okay.
Yeah, like everyone who was operating were stealing shit out of places where people knew we were stealing shit, but it was not really stealing because you're charging me for it.
Yeah. It's already agreed upon.
Yeah. But I had to steal it. You know, like fucking, I had to like fucking
was it like
throw it out the wall with someone fucking out there catching. You know, like that was how we did it.
Wow. You literally were throwing like beef out the window to someone else catching
not window, like, you know,
over the fence,
over the wall, like it's not, a lot of places was walls. You know, I had to fucking like do a lot of hard work for that shit.
And then people are still complaining that you didn't have the right buns for your burgers.
Yeah, it was fucking hard, okay?
That story needs to get out.
Yeah.
Well, you heard it here first.
Yeah, I've never heard you tell that story. I didn't even know. I was totally oblivious to that.
That was how we did it. Like, yo, you don't understand how fucking crazy, man. Like, and then like, yo, a car, right? Like people were like complaining about like their delivery being late.
Yeah.
Yo, but you know, like, bitches were charging like 1,000 a car.
Yeah, so expensive.
Yeah, like these货拉拉or anyone who had a fucking 证, it was charging like 1,000块钱跑一趟, right? And then like, and you know, like it was fucking. So I did not even make that much money. People think people who did 保供 was very rich, right? But I'll tell you, like, a lot of money was not mine. Every process of getting my shit and sending my shit needs money.
And you did not charge that down to your clients, your
No,
customers.
I charge the same, but fucking I changed a bun and people were bitching.
Yeah, one thing
like,
I did notice when I saw your flyers get passed around, your prices were pretty much like really good. Because even like Shake Shack or even some
Okay, see, that's
ones,
not my phone because my phone's all the way over
Still
there.
not my phone.
It's one of your phones.
Not my phone.
Just can we just get rid of all the phones everywhere?
They're on the floor.
airplane mode.
No, you always use that excuse. Just put it somewhere else. God damn it.
Oh, what the fuck? How far did you throw it? But no, anyway, it was fucking crazy. I'll tell you.
Well, I'm glad that you dug yourself out, right? And I mean, how many shops do you have now?
So we did okay. We're opening 6 more.
Oh wow,
Charlie's.
So, Charlie's. Yeah. We're opening a pizza place.
So you're going into the pizza biz.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay. So that's actually okay. Let's turn the page. I'm glad you shared because that was like
1 second before we move on. Can I just?
Ooh,
I just really want to bring it on air.
Uh,
So you did mention to me. I think it's in like Nanjing or some other city that had a Charlie's replica.
a knockoff.
there's many now. There's many. Yeah.
And it's like to the point where I'm going through like the listings in Dianping and I'm looking at the photos and the menu. I'm like, Jesus, this is Charlie's. Except they called it something else.
But okay, I've had a similar experience with that. Not to the level of with Charlie's, but I feel like there's kind of like 2 emotions you feel. One emotion you feel like, what the fuck? Like they can't do that. But another emotion is like, well, if they're doing that, that means like I've
doing something right.
I'm doing something right. Yeah, like I'm successful enough for people to start knocking me off. That's also kind of flattering in a way. How do you feel about it?
To be honest, like in China, I think it doesn't bother me. I actually, so just a couple days ago, like, you know, I did a new SKU recently, like a Blackpink thing, right?
Oh, Blackpink burger.
Yeah. I did the wings.
Is that
anyway.
selling well?
It is?
Honestly,
Really?
Honestly, it does not look
It looks like
appetizing.
Pepto-Bismol on the freaking
It
burger.
looks exactly Pepto-Bismol. That's what I thought too. Like, like as your friend, I love you.
Yeah.
It does not look
Let
appetizing.
me tell you guys, okay? When my marketing team brought it up to me, I had the same reaction. I'm like, fucking, like, this shit is fucking disgusting. But they're like, no. We're very confident, blah, blah, blah. You know, we done a lot of research. Shit like that. I'm like, all right, fuck. I guess I will fucking make it. Because I never made trendy shit.
Well, okay, wait, hold on. For the listeners who don't know, describe what we're talking about.
Just black and pink stuff. Right?
No,
Like food.
it's a burger, but it's like
There's wings too.
yeah, there's wings. Okay, so so it's like all pink.
No,
The sauce.
The sauce is
Yeah,
pink.
so it's like the sauce, this
and the
pink
chicken
sauce.
we use like we make it black, you know, charcoal, bamboo charcoal.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, like, all right.
What do you use for the pink? Just food coloring?
Dragon fruit, guys.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, the red dragon fruit?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's very
Oh.
organic actually.
Yeah.
But
That's interesting.
But let me tell you, and cactus.
Really?
Yeah, there's pink cactus. Anyway, but so I hated it, right? But they were like, no, you gotta try it. Shit will go well.
So your team sold you on it?
Is this because Blackpink is so popular? Like,
No, just because, guys, I have to say we're fucking old. You know? No, I'm serious.
yeah.
Us three, we're not fucking young anymore. So I used to think I know what my consumer wants.
What's hip?
Yeah, but I do not. And also, we were talking about it before the show. I think us being not local. You know, like we've been here many years, but we did not grow up here like our entire life. We actually are very different than the local
For sure.
logo. But so I did not think it was gonna do well. but it fucking did very well. It did very well.
It's still on your menu now, right?
Yeah, because
How long are you
it
gonna
did
keep it
so
on
well.
How long are you gonna keep it on there? Until it stops doing well?
No, because I'm gonna keep it on. So it was supposed to. I was supposed to take it off like December, but now I'm gonna extend it till end of February.
It's doing that well.
It's fucking doing well. like, yo, young kids are different from us. Fucking young kids love it, man. And all right. And before you guys hate it, do taste it. I think
I haven't tasted it.
It tastes good.
Okay.
It just looks like not very good. But I make so it's the pink sauce is actually made. It's like a sweet and spicy sauce.
I know what the problem is. We grew up in the States around Pepto-Bismol.
Yeah.
Right? So we have that. We look at that. We think of that taste in our...
Well, when we think pink, we think, okay, bubblegum. In terms of food, right? We think bubblegum and we think like medicine, like Pepto-Bismol and Tums
but
and stuff like that.
that's not
fuck,
here.
I'll tell you, 数据 was fucking wild, okay?
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's crazy because, like, we were talking about this before we started recording because you had ordered a pizza into the studio, right? You ordered some Domino's, and I didn't know you were gonna get into the pizza game yourself. So, like, that's interesting because, like, we're talking about. You said Domino's is the most successful pizza chain in the world.
In the world,
but if we had to choose in a pinch, right, like fast food pizza, it'd usually be Pizza Hut. So we were kind of shocked to hear Domino's is actually the biggest, the most successful pizza chain in the world.
They had the most successful comeback of like in recent history of all F&B, I think.
Wow.
So I forget the exact number of years, but for a while, like Domino's was dying. They had a new CEO. Fucking went crazy. They're number one.
Well, okay, so let's go back to this original topic of bringing up Domino's before we got into the business side of it. Was flavor. Charles ordered a pizza with, was it Supreme?
Supreme. It was supposed to be a Supreme.
So Supreme is
but
like...
it did not come out. I did not think it was a Supreme.
Well, first of all, Supreme, that's a Pizza Hut term.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's something back in Pizza Hut. We're like, oh, we want Super Supreme with Supreme, right? And anyway, here's the thing that we were just talking before we started recording. We realized that our taste buds are very different to pizza than local taste buds.
Yeah, well, we were using pizza as the example, but it's not just to pizza, it's to everything.
Yeah.
Right? Like, after all these years of living here, one thing I know for sure is that we cannot use our Western taste palette to judge, like, Western food that would be successful here in China. The flavor profiles are just very different because it's adapted.
Different.
Yeah, it's adapted to the local taste, which we are not accustomed to when it's on a pizza. If we're eating Chinese food, we can eat all the local Chinese food and with the best of them, right? But like on a pizza, we anticipate and expect a certain taste profile to it. And when that's altered, it's a shock and it's upsetting.
I think that's what it is. We anticipate, right? Like because it's like, I think Chongqing, right, let's say, or a Sichuan eating Sichuan food. They'll expect Sichuan food.
Yeah.
But if you give them, if you somehow fuck it up, like, well, not even fuck it up, if you make it somewhat different, they're like, it doesn't taste authentic.
This happens all the time. Like, in the real example is that, like, I used to go on business trips with, you know, a lot of local Chinese here, coworkers, and, you know, we would go to New York, right, for business. And they would go to the Chinese restaurant, like a Chinese restaurant in New York, for example, right? And they would go, and to me, I'd be like, oh, this is like an awesome Chinese restaurant. I love the food here. They go, and they're like, that is shit.
Exactly.
That is shit, because they're expecting the local flavor, just like we're expecting New York-style pizza to be that way. And then it doesn't, because it's tailored to the American tastes in America. And all of a sudden, to them, it's a shock, and it's upsetting.
Yeah, so we were talking about before how, like, Domino's, right? Like, I did not like it. You did not like it. But
it sells well.
I assume
it
Chinese,
good, though.
I assume people like it, right? Because they're doing well in terms of business, right? Like, so obviously they're selling, right? And then, I mean, so let's say you say, like, what do Chinese people like? They like softer bread. Because New York style, we have a crispier.
Yeah, they don't like hard bread.
No, they do not, right? And they like it sweeter.
They like the Japanese milk toast.
Yeah.
Very soft and sweet.
There you go. That's your dough. Japanese milk toast dough pizza. Bam. Bam.
I cannot tell you, but that's
You're
actually
throwing gems. You're throwing
very,
gems at
very
him.
similar to my dough.
Okay, yeah. So we're good. So, what's the? Are you okay to share your pizza concept, or is that like still top secret right now?
No, top secret, top secret. But
Off air then. Off air.
how he did.
I'm always throwing you gems, Charles.
Actually, that's actually exactly what I'm gonna do it with.
So it's not so top secret.
But different. But I am gonna make it softer, more pillowy, sweeter.
Well, here's my frame of reference. Whenever I was saying this before as well in my office, whenever the coworkers and teams they order pizza, basically they're like, "Hey, 美国人，我们点了美国 pizza," right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, "No, you guys eat it. I'm not even gonna look at it because I know when I open up that pizza box, it's all gonna be these weird flavors, like shrimp and like I don't know what else is in there, and they always go, "What? This is pizza?
Yeah.
This is pizza."
Like this is your food. We got this for you.
This is pizza.
Yeah, but you
I'm like,
know,
no.
you know, New York has fucking shrimp on pizzas now too.
Really?
Fucking New York is changing, guys.
Shrimp on pizza is not new. I mean,
Yeah,
that's like
yeah.
Well, it's
like
the
if
way
you-
they do the
If you go to
taste.
like even like the
Yeah.
nice Italian restaurants or even pizzerias, they had some styles with shrimp on pizza, like a shrimp scampi pizza or something like that. But the no, I totally get your feeling because this has happened to me all the time, in different ways. Like they'll get like the category of food that like pizza is a category of Western food, right?
And there's no cheese and
then they'll just get that general category and expect you to be like, oh, this is your food. This is like what you like. But it's not, and it's so wrong. You know? Like the flavors, it's just like completely
It's just very
not-
different.
Yeah.
It's just different from what we like, right?
Well, it's like it's like if we if Chinese immigrants came to America, right? And we went to like Panda Express and got them all this food from Panda Express and be like, "This is your food. This is what you like.
yeah, Chinese food.
You must be starving for this. Like, scarf it down." And then it's like they're looking at this like, "What the fuck is this shit?"
Well, I mean, back in the day when I was living in New York, I used to always order kung pao chicken, and that's one thing that you still see on the menu here. Kung pao jiling.
宫保鸡丁
Okay, let me-
不，美国的宫保鸡丁和中国的宫保鸡丁区别很大，完全不是一个菜。
Okay, the three okay from American Chinese food, right? The three staple chicken dishes was General Chow's chicken, right?
Sesame chicken.
Kung Pao chicken and orange chicken.
Yeah, I never ordered orange.
So what were
I
you?
actually like the orange chicken.
Yeah,
No, I'm an orange chicken.
I'm
man.
sweet and sour chicken.
But that's orange
But that's
chicken.
orange chicken.
That's orange
Yeah,
chicken.
yeah.
Orange chicken?
What?
Very fucking similar.
No.
No, sweet and sour chicken is orange chicken. What the hell are you talking
No, it
about?
does, no, the orange.
Orange chicken is sweet and sour.
It doesn't matter. The orange chicken tastes more orange.
Yeah, well, they have orange
it's,
peels in
it's
it,
the
but-
fucking same shit.
Yeah.
Really?
It's very all right.
No, you're.
I mean,
fucking
sweet and
off your
sour
rocker.
and orange chicken.
Orange chicken was orange in color. The
Okay,
sweet and sour was red.
Okay,
I'll tell you. I'll tell you.
There were different types of sweet and
So
sour.
orange chicken, like they use like a Sunkist condensed Sunkist kind of thing. I've seen it in my kitchen, and that's the only difference.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Maybe it has more orange flavor to it, but it's the same
that
dish.
sold Howie.
It's so Howie. It's so Howie.
No. It sold me because I was always an orange chicken guy.
Okay.
Above all else.
Yeah.
I was definitely.
Because that was
orange
my
chicken.
go-to, the sweet and sour chicken. And the sesame chicken was my number 2.
I don't even know what the sesame chicken is.
Yeah. I don't even know what sesame chicken is.
I was looking at you because I'm like,
Yeah,
do
exactly.
you know what
Yeah,
sesame chicken is?
I have no idea.
Stop.
I think what it is, it's a General Tso with sesame.
sesames,
Yeah,
exactly.
I think that's what it is. But I've never had it.
Yeah,
I
and
think
less
that's what
pepper,
it is.
and less
But it's a
pepper.
lot of sesame.
Yeah, a lot of sesame
Yeah,
and less
now I
pepper.
think I know what he's talking about.
Yeah, sesame
like
chicken.
just a shit ton of white sesames.
Yeah,
right.
sesame chicken. You guys don't know sesame chicken? What the fuck?
It's fuck.
I didn't have a lot.
I did not have a lot of Chinese food until college.
College, yeah, I was talking college too, yeah.
But you were in New York. I think that's why.
I lived across from.
I fucking
Chinese
went to like Pennsylvania, so like,
Oh.
so we did not have we did not have the sesame. Okay, so we just called it fucking General Tso.
Oh, did you guys hear about the shooting in Miami
I
Park,
heard.
California?
I heard.
Yeah.
I just heard.
Did you hear about it, Howie?
I heard it's a Vietnam dude.
Is it? They said an Asian male was the lead suspect, but they weren't sure because
The
I was
10
still
10 dead.
preliminary. 10 dead at a Chinese New Year kind of
Yeah,
party.
Chinese New Year.
I heard he's
Yeah.
72.
What? 72 years old?
Yeah, that's what I heard.
What?
Did they know the motive yet?
No, and I mean I didn't check now, but I know like 2
But
hours ago they did
Has
not
it been
know.
confirmed it's a Vietnamese dude, or is that just speculation?
I have
still
no
at this
idea.
point?
I have no idea.
Well, speaking of Asian death and violence, do you guys get asked this a lot from like relatives or other people about, you know, how bad is it really in the States? Do you guys know? Do you get those kind of questions? No? Do you,
No.
Charles?
My
In the-
relatives don't really care.
In the States,
Because Chinese New Year, right now we're going through Chinese New Year, and my wife's, my in-laws are in town,
Uh-huh.
and so over dinner we've had a couple of opportunities between other uncles and stuff like that where they ask like, oh, you know, in America I hear all this, you know, Asian violence against Asians. I mean,
The attitude that I get is less like inquisitive about that. Like they wouldn't ask. I think it's just already assumed by them.
yeah.
You know, like, oh, it's like, you know, there's a lot of shootings, there's a lot of violence there. I think it's already assumed, so they wouldn't even bother to ask me.
all right, but I do feel like there's more fucking violence now than when I left the States.
It could be
10 years ago.
That could be very true, but it also could be that it's just being more publicized.
No,
now.
I don't think there were so many mass shootings back then.
Mm.
I think like New York was always dangerous. I think right, New York we had a lot of shootings, but it was like mugging shooting,
Especially
you know?
your school with
I was about to say
drive-bys. You had middle school drive-bys.
You know, but you know, like you know, but anyway, like we're more about like mugging crimes, right? Like you know, I shoot you, but it was not like hate crimes, right? Like not like
I
like
shoot you out of love. It wasn't hate.
no, but I
Not
don't
because you're Asian.
No, I don't shoot like 10 people. You know, I just shoot fucking one person. I
yeah,
think
yeah.
that was the New York I grew up in.
Yeah, we never heard about, because like I never heard about so many racially motivated mass shootings when we were growing up. Like that wasn't a thing. Like when we were growing up there, Columbine had just like happened, right? Like that was like the school shooting, right? That was kind of like the beginning of a lot of school shootings when we were growing up there. But like now it seems, I don't know if it's the case, but it seems there's a lot more racially motivated shootings going on.
I feel that way too. It's fucking, and it's not, I just think America has fucking too much hate now. It's fucking crazy.
There's a lot of anger over there. A lot of anger. And you know, there's a lot of anger directed in every which way. But one of the ways I think it's intensifying is towards the Asian community.
Yeah. But the weird thing is, I mean, we've discussed this ad nauseum, Justin and I, behind the scenes. But when I speak to other Asians that are living in the States now, the general response is, no, nothing really. It's same old, nothing really.
Yeah, actually, my mom says the same thing. Like, you know, my mom and my uncle in the States, I asked them, like, is America super dangerous? And then my mom, like, no, it's okay. But I think maybe, like, when you're in, I think it's
Like in
like
a bubble kind of
no,
thing?
it's like how when we're in China,
Oh.
right? Like,
Well, because we're relying on social media, we're relying
No,
on the
no,
news.
But
But
it's
check
also
this
just a
out.
numbers
check
game
this out.
too. Like,
We're in China. We get quarantined for like a couple months, right?
mhm.
Like the lockdown. Let's say like the April to June lockdown. We experienced it. It was bad, but like we normalized it. You know, like it seems okay. You know, like it's not like it was so shocking that like we had to like run away.
And
you know,
and it wasn't, at least in my experience, it wasn't nearly as bad as some of the media portrayals of it.
but here's the thing. I think when my mom, I'll tell you, like at that time, I don't know where your parents were, but my mom and my uncle, like they were calling me. They were like, "Oh fuck, like how is it?" Right? And like I tell them the truth about like how we're getting locked, and they were like, "Oh fuck, it's fucked. It's like bad.
Yeah.
It's
Like, you're going down. You guys are going down.
You guys are like super fucked." And to them, it's like getting locked down is like not acceptable. But we normalize it, you know,
Yeah.
like because when
Yeah.
you're in this country, when you're in this situation, it's okay.
It's almost like a survival mechanism,
Yeah,
right? Like,
yeah.
because you have no other option but to normalize it if you want to survive.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well,
So
yeah, the
I think
extreme of it is
for
Stockholm syndrome.
Well, that's what you want to say, but that's a whole different thing. I don't know why you always bring up Stockholm syndrome, but no, I got those same calls, not about the lockdown.
yeah.
It's actually weird because I didn't get any calls when we were locked down about people asking me how I was doing. What I got calls about was very recently when China opened up. and the first wave hit of mass COVID cases going around. That's when I got the call being like, we hear it's like you guys are fucking going down, like everything's like it's all fucked there. And yeah, I think definitely the medical infrastructure here was definitely stressed, and probably still is to some degree here. But like I think for us on the ground, it was like, yeah, I mean, people are getting COVID, but they're getting over it, and then it's not like the world is ending. And I would tell them like I haven't even gotten it yet, so I don't know. And my friends seem to be fine. Yeah, they got sick, but
Yo, fuck, I'm surprised you haven't gotten COVID. It's pretty fucking.
I feel
crazy.
I'm the last person in Shanghai to have not gotten COVID yet.
You're probably not the last, but
am I the last man on earth?
There's a bunch.
You're probably the last 10%.
No,
I'll say.
There's a bunch because I feel like everyone I talk to, they tell me I'm the only person they know that hasn't gotten COVID.
I said that to you, but then I went out, like I said, with family dinners, stuff like that, and like there's always like 2 or 3 uncles.
Yeah, I think 10% the population are just immune. I think there's 10% who are just immune.
Yeah, because we're the elite. We're just a higher, we're a higher, better breed of human.
Or you just hibernate, like you have been.
But
but are you feeling? How are you feeling now with everything trying to normalize again? We're looking forward to 2023.
It's okay. I'll tell you, man. 2022 was a fucking tough year, man, for me, because I know you guys were talking about like how you guys are down and shit. Yo, I've been down, man, because I think last time you guys told me about something, I'm like, oh, you'll get better, right? I said something like that.
Are you talking about depression?
Not depression, but like I think about kids
anxiety.
Anxiety, exactly. I'm like, oh yeah. You were like, you're stressed about everything the kid does. You know, like every little thing the kid is doing. Like you're stressed out. I'm like, you'll get better. And you were like, how would you know? You don't even have a kid. I'm like, yeah, of course, obviously I don't have a kid, right? But I think because I think there's only 2 ways with anxiety, right? Either you fucking like just fucking die, or you fucking just live through it and you care less and you do better.
Well, time heals, right?
Yeah, exactly. Or you normalize it. You got to, because otherwise you're just gonna get so deep into it, and you'll be like too fucking stressed out over stuff, and you'll probably not do well.
Is that what you did? Like you just had to normalize to your own anxiety?
Yeah, you got to. I mean, I think that's how everybody does it. Like you have to normalize stuff so you get to live through it, right?
Yeah.
Or you dig yourself into a hole. Actually, recently I heard like a very good. I forgot where I heard it, but anyway, like they were like, oh, if someone stabs you with a knife, right? That's like anxiety, right? Like people stab you with a knife.
I think that's more than anxiety.
But anyway, let's say you get stabbed.
Okay.
Do you want to pull out the knife, check it out, and stab it back in? Probably not. Like you would want the knife to stay in until the hospital where the doctor fucking takes it out and like heals it. You definitely do not want, fuck, how bad is the wound? I'm gonna like take out this fucking knife, check out the wound, and put it back in. But that's what it is. If you're suffering from anxiety, let's say, right, and if you're stressed out about it, you think about it all the time. That's what you're almost what you're doing. You're like fucking pulling this fucking knife out, checking it fucking out, and step it back in. Because you ain't gonna fucking like heal it. 5 hours later, you fucking pull it out again, and you fucking like check it out again. It's like, oh fuck, is it better now?
Just to check if it's really in there.
Exactly. It's like, oh fuck, it's not better. All right, let's push it back in. Then it just kills you more. Like because you want the wound to like stay as small as possible. But if you like fucking repeatedly stab yourself, you're fucking die.
Honestly, I wasn't sure where you were going with the knife analogy in the beginning, but it makes total sense what you said. At the same time, man, it's like it's so much easier. Like this, like it's so much easier said than done when you're actually going through it, right? It's like
it is.
That's the vicious cycle of I think anxiety and how it relates to even depression, which are very closely linked things. It's that. It's not like you want to think about it. It's not like you like whatever is ailing you, right? It's not like you have this desire to like, oh, I really want to think about this. Like you don't. Like you wish you can get rid of it. you wish you can stop thinking about it, but it's just there because I think in the moment it feels like there is no bigger problem on earth than that for you. And if you don't solve it, or if you don't find a way around it, you will not survive. You know? And it goes back to this whole theme of survival we were talking about. I think in the moment, it just feels like, okay, if I don't solve this, I'm not going to survive. So whenever you come up with an issue like that, you have no choice but to constantly think about it. And it applies to personal things in life. It applies to, I'm sure, business situations where maybe you're running a business and you're like, okay, well, if I don't solve this problem, my business is not going to survive. So what do? You keep thinking about the problem. You keep analyzing it from every perspective. And you do your darndest to try to resolve whatever that issue is. And the same goes with your personal life. When you have that thing, you feel like, okay, I'm not going to survive if this doesn't get fixed. And the only way it's going to get fixed is if I put all my attention, consciously or subconsciously, towards it. And that's the vicious cycle. Because sometimes there is no answer, right? Sometimes it's only time,
exactly.
Right? And it's like, but you don't, but you, like maybe you can tell yourself that in the moment, but then like, maybe there's another way. Maybe there's a shortcut. Maybe there's something I'm not thinking of that I can do right now to fix this. And you're pulling your hair out trying to get to it.
So, Justin, recently I think I read a book about, it's a Chinese book, but it's in English. It's about, like, if I had to translate, it's about the art of being stupid. What it is sometimes you just gotta be dumber about life. Because everybody, we try to be very smart about life. You know, we try to anticipate everything. We try to like see everything. But those people are actually not the people who does the best sometimes. You know, like because sometimes you just need to be, because you know the book talks about like how some people, they're just slower. You know, or like your boss, let's say your boss like just treats you like a dick. There are two type of people who go home. Some people, like, they go home and they fucking feel super shitty. They're like, oh fuck, the boss treats my dick. Like the fucking guy is a fucking asshole, right? Like, you know, you go home and you're fucking super.
You're thinking about it constantly.
Yeah, you're mad. And there's another type of people in life who goes home literally and he's like, it's cool, you know. Like, I'm just gonna
forgets about it.
Yeah, he just forgets about it. And like he goes home, like he fucking does what he does, and he goes to sleep. And the second type of people actually succeeds, but more than the first sometimes. You know, like because the first type of people, they just get too stressed out about life.
They get too caught up in their own head.
Yeah, exactly.
And then they don't move forward.
Exactly. Because life is gonna fuck you. You know, like that's how life is. You know, like, and sometimes like the second type of people who we think are kind of stupid, but they do better in life
because they keep marching along.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but what is better in life, right? So that's always very personal for everybody, right?
Was that happier, maybe?
Yeah,
happier.
Yeah, happier.
Exactly. The second type of people are happier and they are more successful.
Well, it's like ignorance is bliss, right?
That's a common thing.
Yeah. So sometimes I think you just gotta. So I think the art of letting go is actually a
perfect example for you.
That's very profound.
Yeah, perfect example for you. If you did not have access to all these articles, YouTube, and people, and all you did was raise your child and talk to the doctor, and the doctor tells you everything's fine.
I'm gonna grab a beer.
Yeah,
right?
Grab it. Do you have how many beers did you bring?
I brought 2.
And you already had 1.
Yeah.
So there's no 1 for me. Okay. I'm joking.
Well, what else I know you're super busy, but have you been keeping up with anything or obsessing over anything else recently?
Yo, Art of War. I've been like reading about that shit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Sun Tzu. It's a good book. So you know, I like it's very hard to understand. So I'm reading like books about Art of War.
Yeah.
Oh, I have something I can tell you. I mean, have you? Well, I mentioned this before to you, Justin, but I don't think I've mentioned to you before. But one of my obsessions recently has been ChatGPT,
Yeah.
and you can just write it in chat.
What is that? Is that an app?
It's an AI software.
Oh,
It's
all right.
artificial intelligence software. And basically all you need to do is like punch in some keywords.
It's conversational.
What does it do?
I'm not going to give like a professional explanation, but I'll give you the gist of it.
Alright.
So basically, it's a website where once you create an account, you can speak to an AI to help you write out or summarize or anything to do with writing or text-based AI. So basically, it's created by a company called OpenAI. And they had like have you seen the AI where they do like image manipulation? Where
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It's like I want to see a picture of a
Then they come out with like a crazy picture.
yeah. Well, so OpenAI created DALL-E, which is like one of the most famous ones,
Okay.
and so this is their text-based one, right? And so basically, ChatGPT, why it's so like I guess it got so popular is because it's conversational. So what that means is before you have to know what to say, like the prompts have to be very specific and whatever. But now you can talk to it like you're talking to a person, and it'll understand you as a person, basically. And and it reads your history. So if you keep talking to it, it understands all the things that you were asking. And then there's like, you know what I mean? So to be even more specific, my personal case that made my jaw drop was I'm a filmmaker. So I gave a prompt. I'm like, look, hey, I want to write a short film about a restaurateur named Charles, and he came from America and moved to China, and I want to have a happy ending. I want to be funny, and he opens burger shops. He's like, okay, here's my summary, and then he'll come out with like the summary, right? I'm like, okay, that's good, but I think we can make some more humor. Can you start adding some dialogue, and let's make it a little bit longer now? Okay, sure. Boom, and then the whole thing comes out. So that's that, and it's actually legit, right? And I've tested this.
It's like a good story.
It's really good.
It's legit. I mean, it's not like oh my god, right? But it's impressive.
It could possibly
it's impressive.
be. Oh my god!
It's so good that it feels like definitely a human wrote this.
Yes.
Like an intelligent,
yes,
like an intelligent human being.
Yes.
Like it might not be award winning, but
Yeah.
it's like an intelligent human being wrote this.
Yes.
Like you would never think it's AI generated.
If you shoot it, it possibly could be award winning.
I don't know about that, but
Maybe.
But I mean, I haven't gotten that far, but
I feel like
Imagine the first screenplay to be fully ChatGPT.
Yeah, that would be fucking award winning.
maybe. But it is interesting because it does come up with some like creative things that I was like, whoa, okay, interesting. I'm sure you spend
feel
time
like
with it.
if someone fucking does a film about just a story that ChatGPT came up with, like it'll just
And you didn't tell
gain
anybody. You
traction.
didn't announce it until after the movie came out.
Maybe.
After you got all the feedback,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
all the awards,
It's like, I didn't
and then
do
you
shit.
just tell people that
I
would be
just-
like,
yeah.
yeah.
like ChatGPT.
That would be game changing. That would be game
Yeah.
changing. No, how we did it for even our podcast intro. We have like a written introduction to like our podcast description, right? And he used ChatGPT, and like it came out better than anything we wrote.
Yeah, so basically,
Holy
I
fuck.
put in our existing bio, right? And I said, make this better, right? And he's like, sure.
And then made it better.
And then boom, he made it better.
fuck.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, okay. You know what it was?
Yeah.
And I was like,
No,
give me another option.
Hold on. Does it only work in English right now, or it
And
works-
Chinese. So now this is how
Holy
I use it. I
fuck.
use it every day. So this is how I use it now.
use it every day. Okay.
Yeah, to translate to
fucking
Chinese.
So when I'm chatting with
Yeah,
you,
yeah,
when I'm
yeah.
texting
Yo,
you on
hold on,
WeChat,
how-
it's not even you.
If you're chatting to, all right, I guess now you're married, you cannot chat to.
Help me respond to
Hold on.
Justin's text.
Yeah, hold on.
It's like-
Chat. No,
Exactly.
Howie. I have a question. Assuming a single guy is chatting to girls,
Okay.
can he use?
Yes.
Oh,
He could
shit.
be like,
Help me flirt with a girl.
yeah, help me flirt. How should I respond?
Holy
she
fuck,
wrote
is
me
that
this message.
smart?
Yes.
Oh, fuck.
And you can even tailor it
Yeah.
to how you want to come off. Like, make me funny, make me sound like a funny guy,
Yeah.
or make me suave,
or
make me sexy.
Yeah.
Like, you
how
know.
would a Harvard professor respond to this?
Holy fuck.
So that's the impressive thing about ChatGPT. So it can. So
It's chatgpt.com
no,
or
I'll send it to you.
Oh
later,
fuck!
yeah.
I gotta check this fucking
So,
shit
so,
out.
It's
so
crazy.
here's the more mind-blowing things, and I'll get to finally why I brought this up. So you could, a lot of people use it to create blog posts, articles. Like, I want the top 10 whiskey, single malt whiskeys in the last 10 years. Write me an article that's about 2 pages long. Boom, it comes out immediately, and it's legit. And it's actual brands, and it's actual
Holy
flavor
fuck.
profiles and all that stuff legit. And you can put it against Grammarly, whatever, make sure the grammar's correct, 100%. You can, is it copyrighted? Has other people written it? No, it's all original.
Like, you can't tell it's from a robot.
They
Like,
have have software now, but now there's even more workarounds where you tell the ChatGPT ways to make it even more unique.
Don't let people detect that I used you.
Yeah, I mean it's already been putting it's been putting through its courses.
So the first question that I had was like what happens to school papers and essays that you have to write?
and they've been put to the test where literal teachers were given many papers, some of them written by ChatGPT, some of them written by real students, and the average score was like a B- or a B or something like that for ChatGPT, and it's it's not bad.
That's okay. That's okay.
No, I would love a B or a B minus.
And then the
that was-
revenge from the teachers is that they would put in the article or the essays from the students and be like, "Is this well written?" And then the ChatGPT be like, "Well, there's grammar here, and then there's this problem here, and this is kind of wrong." And
No, but the whole educational system, how are they going to deal with this then?
don't know yet. It's still early stage, man.
Yeah, but it's fucking crazy. I think the more we use AI, the smarter they're gonna get.
Yeah. So
Right?
here's why I brought ChatGPT, and it has something to do with what you said.
Yeah.
You just said that you're reading Art of War, and then you also alluded that you're reading other books that talk about Art of War and all that stuff, right? And then
Because I cannot understand
it,
War.
right? So what I would do is go to ChatGPT and be like, I can't understand
Explain
Art of War.
Art of War to
Explain
me.
it to me as if I was a 12-year-old. All the chapters
Oh.
summarized, please, and then be like, bam, 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 bam. You know what I mean?
Holy fuck! I
He's gonna
gotta
do
go
this.
home and try it.
Yeah.
Wait, are you reading Art of War to apply it to business practices? Like, what are you
Or to
reading
go
for?
into
Or
war.
just
I don't know,
pleasure?
not for pleasure. Oh no, actually, two lessons I think was very huge. So the whole book about Art of War is actually not to go to war. So that's actually the whole book's. If you have to summarize it, it's about not war is terrible. Do not go into war. And I think that'll be the huge summary of the book, right? And the second thing I learned that was profound to me was because in life you always think there's enemies, right? But in Art of War, they actually talk about how you can never defeat an enemy. People lose on their own. So, you just do what you would do. And, or me, right? Nobody can defeat me, actually. If I lose one day, it'll be because I lost.
You defeated yourself.
I defeated myself. I don't know what the fuck I was doing. Somehow I fucked it up and I lost. But it was me who lost. And I thought about it and it's true. Like let's say my restaurants, right? One day if I were to lose all my restaurants and I fucking lose my business, it's not because my competitors really did anything to me, right? What can they do? They cannot kill me unless they fucking stab me and shit, Okay, maybe then then it's extreme. But assuming they do all the legal stuff, they can never kill me, and to lose one day, I will have to fuck it up myself. Then I lost. And it's the same as my competitors. I can never really think of trying to kill them, right? Or defeat my competitors, right? It's about improving yourself. And one day your competitor, because they're competing, because they're doing through time, like you said, right? Time heals everything or time kills everything. Through time, their management might change or they might do something really dumb and they will defeat themselves. And so you should never think about like defeating other people. It's about like
or changing what you would do anyway because of some perceived enemy.
yeah,
Right?
exactly. Because you cannot kill your enemy. Your enemy kills themselves. You can only do better. That's up to you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, and that's true to ourselves too. Like nobody can actually defeat us. You know, like sometimes in life, you know, like we feel like we're losers, but I think in life you're not a loser until you let yourself to be a loser. You know, like because nobody can defeat you, really, because unless like I
Say
said,
that one more time.
all right, nobody can
Stand up and
defeat
say it.
you. No, fuck you. No, because unless
Say it with your chest.
unless they fucking like start doing illegal shit where they like kill you or stab you, shit like that, they cannot, right?
Like, unless they intentionally sabotage you.
Or
right?
they
Like,
fucking literally do illegal stuff where they
Yeah.
cannot do.
Yeah.
Nobody can.
But there's people that
physically-
do that though. Like do illegal stuff to
Okay,
sabotage
but
other
we
people,
don't
right?
talk about that. But like in business, we don't talk about that because I think most business to be a big business, you gotta be legit, right? You're not.
Yeah.
If you're like fucking trying to do like illegal shit all the time, like you're probably not gonna be a
Or throwing meat over the wall. Yeah, you're not gonna get anywhere.
Burglaring
Throwing-
meat out of
throwing
warehouses in the
meat
middle of the
is
night.
legit.
Okay,
Okay,
legit
but-
businesses won't do that.
But no, I think now Art of War has taught me something. All right, yeah, one more thing Art of War have taught me. Everything we learn about Art of War is fucking fake. All right, what I mean is
Is some Fight Club shit going on?
no. In Art of War, all right, in life we always think about how the weak defeats the strong, right? That's what when we
I mean,
learn.
the strong defeats the weak.
No, when you learn the art of war,
Oh, okay.
when you're reading the art of war, you always think, all right, I want to read this book
To become strong.
to so that a weak person can defeat a strong player, right? That's what. Okay, all right, because no one in the position of strength would be like, I want to read the art of war so I defeat a weaker fucking person. If you know you're like 90% strong, and this guy's only 60%, right? Like you're gonna defeat this fucker.
That's how I
Right.
feel about Howie all the time. Yeah.
But Art of War actually, so it tells you actually very specifically, a weak can never defeat the strong, but it's how you portray, how you turn everything. So it's always strong that defeats the weak, but it's how you make the playing field to make it where you're strong and the enemy's weak. You know, like let's say your army is like 1,000个人，这个是1000个人 right? 1000个人 can never defeat 1,000个人. Like we don't even fucking fuck
Like,
about
pound
that.
for pound. Yeah.
Yeah, we cannot fuck about
Yeah,
that.
like 1,000 soldiers are never going to defeat 10,000 soldiers.
Exactly. But how we make the playing field
Yeah.
where I can make your 10,000 into
By
less
using
than
the
1,000.
landscape to your advantage, using your
Exactly.
environment.
But in the end, it's actually always the strong that defeats the weak. But it's about how you make it. So even when I'm weak, I can make myself strong. So I think, so like there's a lot of so like before really understanding Art of War, I always think like, all right, maybe like Art of War would teach me how to, when I have like 1,000 soldiers, I'll fucking defeat 5,000 soldiers. But it's impossible. It's an impossible war. I will never fucking beat you. But I just have to somehow make the situation different where I still have 1,000 soldiers. You have 5,000, but I make you come slowly. Like I make you march towards me. So you're instead of 5,000, your soldiers coming 500 at a time.
Yeah.
So my 1,000 will fucking kill you. So yeah, Art of War is fucking profound, man. Profound.
That is profound.
Yeah,
That's profound.
yeah, I
well,
gotta
just like
say.
what, like how the United States lost the Vietnamese War, right? Like the United States were clearly the stronger military force, but the Vietnamese, the Viet Cong, used guerrilla warfare.
Yeah, exactly.
And so they changed the game, right? They changed the game. They were the weaker ones, but they used, the landscape, the terrain, different tactics that were unseen before prior to that to make themselves, give them the strength,
Yeah.
right?
Then
Yeah, the
slowly,
Vietnamese read The Art of War. The Americans read The Art of Sex.
but also slowly you try to change it towards like business and stuff. Like first is war, but war is business.
Yeah.
Business is war.
How do you utilize your strengths, right?
Yeah.
Like, what does your competitors have that, or what do you have that your competitors don't have that you can utilize?
How you like, get your troops fucking riled up.
Well, I think that's very pertinent to you because, like, in terms of the F&B game, in terms of the people you are competing against, you are kind of coming from the kind of position of the underdog, right? Trying to beat these big franchises, right?
Yeah, and before I wanted to beat them, and now I know I'll never beat them. One day, if they so choose to fuck it up, and they'll lose, but I will never defeat them, and because it's a different game, like before I was trying to like defeat them, because defeating them takes a lot of fucking energy, like killing another's group of soldiers takes a lot of fucking energy.
And you would lose a lot of soldiers in that process yourself.
You will lose much more. In the Art of War, they say 10 to 1, but you don't know the real number. Because defending is easy, you just fucking
hunker down.
Fucking hunker down. As long as you have enough food and shit, you fucking you'll defend. But offensive is fucking tough. And before, I was trying to think about so many ways, all right, how do I get rid of my enemies, right? I just don't want them because fucking they fucking make me mad.
Who are your enemies?
Fuck, I cannot say.
Damn it.
But now, the game is actually not defeating them. It's just
keep doing you.
Just keep doing me, surviving for as long as I can, and hopefully the enemy fucking make a mistake.
Well, honestly, Charles, I mean, we've been friends for a bit now. I mean, we were here when you first started coming up with Charlie's. We've been around before you did Charlie's.
I killed it.
I mean, Charlie's is a name brand.
We did okay.
It's a name brand in
for
Shanghai.
a local brand.
Yeah,
for a local
in
brand.
Shanghai, there's
Absolutely.
not one person that I talked to that doesn't know who Charlie's. That has never had a Charlie's burger.
Well, you guys have your own brand. You guys have your own DNA. Like when people here, locals or not, they know Charlie's. They know what it's all about.
Yeah. So I think that's always very impressive.
Yeah.
And break. Dun, 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 dun. So did you actually use ChatGPT?
No. All I know about is what you've told me.
No.
But I did start seeing it. I started seeing it like Joe Rogan started talking about it. He had a guest on, and I don't know why I almost bring up Joe Rogan, but
because you love him.
I don't. Okay, here's a misconception. Okay, with you guys, you and Eric, you guys think I idolize Joe Rogan. In fact, I don't. He annoys the fuck out of me. Especially a lot of the stuff he says, especially when it comes to international issues. He's
a little ignorant.
He is so misinformed.
Yeah, he's a little ignorant.
He is so misinformed. When you start hearing him talk about international affairs, he is so wildly misinformed, right? But so is a lot of people.
Yeah, but
right?
he has interesting guests sometimes.
But what I've always admired about him was the fact that he does his own thing on his own terms. And that to me was kind of like a model of success, he does what everything he does kind of on his own terms, and it's always something he enjoys, even commentating for the UFC, so that's what I've always admired about him. I don't admire the man himself in terms of a lot of things he says, but his situation, I admire his situation, put it that way.
Yeah. So I've been using it a lot for translation, actually.
Okay.
So, when I'm working on scripts and stuff like that for work, before I would use Google Translate or Bing Translate. I look at the translation. There's also another good one called DeepL, and it's just not there. It's okay, but
Can we smoke a cigarette?
Yeah, give me one.
Do we smoke over there? Or
Yeah, right here.
Do you have an ashtray?
Yes.
Oh shit.
you smoking Camels?
No. Oh, I bought these last. Oh, I didn't know I had these here. Okay. Camels. I love camels.
Camel's very strong.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm using it as my translator right now. And at first, if you just let it, for example, my first prompt will be translate this to Mandarin, and it'll do it. and then usually I have to kind of like massage it a little bit. I'd be like, but I'm a filmmaker, so you got to massage it. You have to translate it from a filmmaker's perspective, and they're like, okay. And then next thing you know, they get lingo better. And then,
I'm gonna go check out this fucking.
no, it's awesome. It's awesome.
You should like design the wording in your menus using ChatGPT.
I'm just gonna make ChatGPT make me a menu, like my new menu.
Wait,
Just,
okay.
just tell me what to make.
Well, a lot of people use it for. Actually, it's not to just replace your workload, but actually, it's a great brainstorm like partner. You know, for example, you're like, okay, I created a new burger with these ingredients. Come up with 5 different names for it.
All right, guys. So one of my things actually, like, I love AI, but at the same time, I'm actually scared of AI.
I was gonna ask
one day. I feel like AI
that's the
will
elephant in the room.
fucking kill us.
But actually, what I wanted to ask you was about robotics and AI with your business in the future. I mean, have you thought about it?
Yeah, man. I've been researching. I mean, it's the future.
Yeah.
You got to. McDonald's in America, you know, like. All right, so that's one thing I think people are fucking stupid. You know, like people are trying to raise minimum wage,
Yeah.
but it's actually not as smart as people think. Because the more expensive you make labor, the
less people want to use it.
Yeah, exactly. And the more, because you know,
business owners.
Just part of economics, you know, like, and if you make labor so expensive, we're gonna start using robots, and a lot of people are gonna lose jobs,
especially in a capitalistic market.
And it's always a capitalist market, right? Yeah. Exactly. So you know, people are fucking fighting for minimum wage. Fuck, it's not gonna turn out as well as they think.
And minimum wage also hikes up with inflation. It goes together with inflation. So,
but it's also the difference in thinking short term versus long term, right? Like when you're a minimum wage worker, you do not have the privilege of thinking long term about like, oh, this will eventually displace a lot of the workforce that I'm a part of. You're thinking about your next paycheck, and those extra dollars to buy food, pay for rent, or you know whatever it is, pay for your car bills. Like, I mean, that's the difference, and that's the human condition, right? Like people who are going back to the whole survival theme, people who are just surviving are thinking short term because they only have the luxury of thinking short term.
So I think there's a restaurant. I forget who it was. I think it was either White Castle or Burger King. They already have a robotic kitchen. That's
current.
Current. That's making burgers. That's fucking frying. Because
fast food especially because everything's already kind of just like routine and like set.
Yeah, and we hire the most employees. You know, and if you make minimum wage 15 or whatever the number is now, and we're gonna fucking fuck with it.
Yeah. You're gonna work around it.
And you know, and one more thing is, as a restaurant owner, I gotta say, like, people are hard to control. As of now, robots are easy. You know, robots, you command, they listen. People, we have thoughts. You know, you know,
until the robots become self-aware, they're the better option.
Exactly.
The easier option, I would say.
And robots fucking just listen, you know, and that's gonna be a problem for us in the future. Right, like AI.
Okay, let's talk time frame then. In your best estimation, what is the time frame we're looking at until AI takes over?
That I have no idea. I'm not very techie, but
like, what would be your best guess? Like 50 years? Less?
No.
20?
We're talking about like 10 years. Like, I think I'm fucking overestimating.
Yeah.
But don't you think we as humans would put in protocols in place to prevent that? Like, to prevent a Skynet situation?
I mean, unless the government literally says...
Right, first of all, I'm not talking about Skynet 10 years, but I'm talking about, let's say, robots replacing humans.
But that's already happening, though.
Yeah, but in the F&B industry.
If you look at a lot of warehouses are automated.
F&B situation, 10 years.
Yeah. Robot line cooks.
Yeah. Fuck yeah,
Preps.
man. Because they're just going to be cheaper.
Yeah. Because everything's... You can automate it. It's pretty
And they do it
everything you do
better.
is
They do
cyclical.
it better.
Precise, yeah.
Very precise.
They do it more consistent because it's
Yeah.
the same thing every time.
Exactly. Which is better
Yeah.
for fast food.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm not talking about like
Restaurants.
high end shit, right? High end shit. I think you always want humans because we can create. Right now, we create better.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, here's the misconception, right? And I feel like that's one thing that made me kind of stop in my tracks for a bit, because I remember a year or two ago, I was thinking about AI, and we always talk about this kind of stuff, Justin, right? And I always comfort myself and say the creative endeavors, the creative jobs would be safe for a while.
Until
Until
ChatGPT.
ChatGPT.
No, but not just ChatGPT, but also the image generator.
Oh yeah,
Right?
yeah.
And they're doing video now.
I don't know about ChatGPT,
replace-
but the fucking like the art
It's-
one,
it's
it's
good.
fucking crazy.
good.
It's very good.
It is good.
I've seen the artworks
It's insane.
done by it.
won awards.
It's like split second too.
Yeah. Okay, but I get that, but I feel it really depends on what specific art form we're talking about, right? So if you're talking about like paintings and drawings and stuff, there will always be a price difference between artificially generated, even though it might be like technically better, like it will never replace the value that people will be willing to pay for, let's say like a Jackson Pollock or something.
Well, that's
like that,
what
you know,
that's
But you don't know.
yeah, that's the misconception right
I
now.
don't know. I don't
because right now, if we just use ChatGPT as an example, because we've been talking about it, yeah, right now you're not gonna have this robot, this AI, come up with this crazy ideas that nobody can ever think of, or another Quentin Tarantino.
but also the
Pulp
intrinsic
Fiction moment.
value of because with human generated art, it's the errors and the inconsistencies in the art that give it the value.
Yeah.
Like people don't want that perfect thing. That's not where the value is when it comes to artistic
Yeah,
endeavors, I
and
feel.
that is, an algorithm that could be programmed. in.
Yeah, but
throw in some errors
hold
in there.
No, hold on. As we were saying, like how humans are just animals in the end, right? We know how like AIs can predict how humans like our stories. You know, like they know how humans like our shit. You know, like the protagonists go through some fucking shit, come out
It's
strong.
formulaic.
Yeah, exactly.
It is formulaic, and a lot of the creativity is how do you add one formula to another formula to create a new, fresh formula.
Yo, AI is gonna fuck us.
But what I'm saying is that I used to comfort myself and be like, well, the creative stuff should come out. Like as a director, they're not gonna take away the director job for a while, right? No, I think it's coming sooner than we thought, because these type of new creations are all in the creative endeavor. That it's actually
and
Because that's the
human-
true test of like whether you can pass as human or not.
And
right?
humans were more formulaic than we
very
all think,
formulaic,
right?
Humans are
We
very
think
formulaic.
we're individuals. We think we're fucking smart. But in the end, we run on formulas, man. Like, cause we're fucking animals. Like shit that passed down in our genes, and we just cannot escape. Right?
And the scary thing I think with AI is the more we use it, the better it gets, because the
Exactly.
more information about us humans we are feeding it to use.
Yep.
The more it's learning about us, right? The more we use it, the more it's learning about us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just like an algorithm.
Yeah,
like
but
you're
and
saying.
some experts that have recently said that this timeline of AI sentience, what have you, previously predicted around 15, 20 years, maybe 30 years, right? It's
No, it's gonna be
5,
much
10 years.
quicker. Much quicker.
5, 10 years. Like it's getting faster and faster.
But yeah, okay, like I can't argue with anything you guys are saying. Like, and I agree. But I feel like every generation has that thing.
I know what you're saying. Yeah.
That they're predicting, oh, this is going to be the end. Like, this isn't the first time we've come to like some sort of existential technology that we feel like was going to like replace us. Like,
but
every generation like felt
AI,
that.
we're talking about a different animal.
Yeah, maybe.
AI is just so fucking smart.
What was the last time? What last one that we went through? Y2K. Remember that?
Yeah, well, Y2K was one. I
thought
mean,
the
like
whole
I feel
grid
every
was
ge-
gonna shut down.
Yeah, like,
Yo, AI is on a different level. Like, all right, not the old AI. So we used to think AI, but the new AI, I don't know. Like, I think once they know, because they're already self-learning. They're already
Well, yeah, they're
they
all
can
self-learning.
they can
yeah.
all self-learn now. But once they get a conscience,
Yeah.
it's over, man. Like it's fucking.
I mean, it's not here yet. There's
intense.
still some time, but we don't know what's going to happen once that time comes. So it's getting integrated into society
yeah.
slowly. And I think what Elon Musk has been doing with his Tesla AI, which is still far from anything complete, but with the timeline getting compressed, I would say, he even said it was like another couple of years.
Yo, so one thing I do agree with Elon Musk is he's terribly afraid of AI and think people should be. AI.
He was one of the founding investors for OpenAI. And he left
Yeah. Because
it's not private anymore.
Because AI is too smart.
Yeah, it's dangerous.
So I think there was a summit of him and Jack Ma talking about AI.
It was like 2 years ago, right?
Yeah, and like Jack Ma was like,
It was a horrible conversation.
AI was gonna be like super awesome, and Elon was like, no, AI is gonna be super not good for us. And I gotta say, I'm like, even though he fucked it up with Twitter and shit like that, I think he's on the dot with AI, man. AI, when it gets too advanced, it's not going to be good for us.
Well, I mean, think of it this way. OpenAI, the company that, I forgot what the CEO's name is, but did you know that one of their major programs that they've been implementing is UBI?
Universal basic income?
Yeah. So, because
through AI?
No. As preparation to be responsible. Once the AI, the cat's out the bag. Just to be responsible citizen of the world.
Uh-huh.
Because
they're
responsible
we
for...
unleashed AI, but here we also giving you universal basic income kind of thing.
Yeah. Ain't that some shit? I mean, it's just a lot of weird stuff. That obviously that we can definitely go down this rabbit hole quite easily, and I constantly do. And that's one of my main topics I'm very interested in, because especially with kids now, because I'm constantly thinking about like what's their world going to be like in the next
their world's going to be
years.
so fucking crazy, man. I think our kids' world is gonna be so fucking crazy.
Man, I just feel like I just have so much other shit to worry about to
meanwhile Justin's
spend any time with AI.
Justin's like I'm still worried about feeding.
I'm literally worried about feeding my baby milk. I don't have time to be worried about AI.
Yeah. Feeding is all.
If there's an AI that can feed my baby milk, like I'd be all about it.
Yeah.
All about it.
Yeah.
Then Justin would be fucking scared.
I wouldn't be scared. I'd be like all about AI. I will be a slave.
And Jessica's mom cannot feed the baby and the AI succeeded, Justin will be fucking shitting his pants.
But I mean, truth be told, as much as I'm into it, and I feel like I'm definitely one of those people that you were mentioning where I'm getting affected by it and I'm like believing it and starting to feel a little bit of anxiety.
No, you should believe in it.
But there's
run right now.
There's a whole group of people that, when I have these type of conversations, they listen to it and they're like, yeah.
No, AI, I don't think it's gonna turn out good for us.
Yeah. Especially once they're trained a certain way or a certain way to think, they can use that knowledge to multiply their learning.
Exactly.
Surpass.
Yeah. All right. Just think about it's kind of like Marvel, right? Like Ultron.
Yeah.
Right. Like Ultron was an AI, right?
Yeah.
And
but it's also a Marvel movie.
No. But hold on. Ultron was just an AI that ran wild.
He's like, hold on, it was real.
Ultron that
was a documentary.
It was an AI that ran wild. That like it was based off of that
Tony Stark.
Tony Stark's thing. Like you gotta defend the Earth, right? And like obviously like Marvel, so you wanted to like destroy the world, but all it takes is like, let's say one day AI becomes self-aware and it learns something bad, and it's gonna fuck us.
Well, look, here's my concern would be less about us losing control of AI you know, like which is like the normal kind of route to go down because like we watched the movie Terminator, you know, we get these images in our mind, and which could be totally true. Like I'm not saying like that will never happen, but my concern is less about us losing control because I somehow, rightly or wrongly, maybe naively, have faith that we can always pull the plug on it if need be.
No.
Look at
no plug.
my bigger fear is about how we will become more reliant on it as a species and how big corporations will start using it to exploit us. Like that's my bigger fear. It's like how humans will start using AI in positions to exploit other people.
Hold on.
We're already at that stage.
Yeah, but
2015? Are you stuck in 2015?
No. Okay, yeah, we're already there. But think about how much worse it can get. The smarter AI gets, the more reliant we become on it.
No, so I'm
That's already
scared
pretty bad.
where
It's already. I agree, it's already pretty bad, but it can get so much worse.
First of all, companies are already using AI to control us. I think that's already.
But it can get truly dystopian.
All right, think
That's
about
what I'm
this.
saying.
TikTok, Douyin, right?
Yeah.
That's already
No.
a company using AI.
I am not saying, you guys aren't listening to me. I am not saying that it's not happening now. It's already happening now, and we're already having conversations about it now. As prevalent as we see it being used now and the control it has now, I feel like more and more there will be less and less people who are actually controlling the AI, having more and more control behind the scenes of what is actually happening in the world. In terms of shifting wars, mindset, attitudes, beliefs, information, like everything, like they will like literally control the world more so than they already are. I mean, just look at like if we read about like the atrocities that like a lot of the misinformation on like the Facebook algorithm had for like creating like all that violence like in Myanmar or whatever like a few years back, like that's a small case. Expand that worldwide. And like already behind the scenes, you already see people who are in control of the algorithm, who are in control of technologies, influencing the masses in terms of what they're believing, what they're thinking, shifting the outcomes of wars, or even the wars themselves in terms of it starting in the first place.
100%.
You know what I mean?
100%.
Like these global dynamics.
Yeah, there's
that
definitely room for that. Yes.
That will become more and more controlled by fewer and fewer people.
No. So Justin, what I'm scared is like, as long as humans in control, I'm actually like okay. I feel safe. I feel safer. But what I'm scared is one day, like the controller thinks they're still in control,
But they're not.
but they're actually getting controlled by the AI.
Mm-hmm.
So they're like, oh yeah, I'm telling the AI what to do, but it's actually the AI telling the controller what to do.
Making you believe that because they're so much smarter than you.
Then we're fucked. Yo, I have to say, like, us, right? Like, our age, we lived through, like, the entire... We went from no computers, from Nintendo 64, I think.
Well, no internet.
That just shows that we have an age
Yeah,
gap.
yeah.
He's like, our age group, you know, we lived from, like, no PS4... to like now there's a PS5.
No, fuck. Nintendo 64
Can you
was
imagine before the PlayStation 4?
Nintendo 64 was fucking old school, man. Like,
Nintendo,
I had an Atari.
What about the original?
Fuck, I never had an Atari.
I had an Atari. What about the original Nintendo? Forget the
I
Nintendo
did have a
64.
Nintendo.
Why would you start at Nintendo 64? Why not start at the original Nintendo?
No, because I was not rich enough for the original Nintendo. All right. First of all, I did not have money for the original Nintendo. I finally had money when it was like
Sega Genesis.
Sega Genesis I did not have money. PlayStation 1 was the first console where I can afford to buy. Okay. And Nintendo 64 I think was like very close second. So you know that was my.
But
wait,
were you born when the Nintendo first came out? Were you already alive?
86. Yeah, I was alive.
Okay.
I was Atari. I was fucking alive. Atari was like 19.
No, but Atari came out in the 70s.
Oh,
1980 or something like
fuck
that.
you.
Like
You were not alive.
with like Pong and stuff.
Yeah.
The
Well,
70s
before
you
that,
were not alive.
ColecoVision. It was ColecoVision.
Oh, you're older than.
I'm older than
Yeah,
you,
fuck you. You were not alive for Atari.
I was alive for Atari. I had Atari.
He was born in the 70s.
You were born in the 70s?
Yeah.
You didn't know that?
I did not know that.
He was born in the 70s.
Holy fuck.
He's fucking old.
Oh shit.
Don't ask Eric how old he is, because like Eric's even.
Eric fucking know like before like even there's calculators probably. Like our kids would never know what the fuck we went through.
Well, we talk about that a lot. Like we are the last generation to have known a world pre-internet.
Yeah.
And that's big. That's huge.
That's huge.
That's huge.
Huge.
Like that cannot go understated. Like we are the last generation of people to know a world, to have like consciously and remember living in a world before the internet.
Yo, like kids
That's crazy.
don't understand what the fuck we're talking about, but like it's fucking wild. It's a different world. Like the dude, right?
The dial-ups?
Yeah, the dial-ups, right? Like we had to like.
I'm surprised I got
How'd you get that?
I'm surprised I understood what you were
But
saying.
that was what it is. It's like,
Like, who can do the best dial-up sound right now? Try it.
no, that was how. No, it's like I'm telling you, it's like
No. It was not do. There was a do, but it was more annoying than that. It was like do.
No, but see, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter how we fucking make the sound, because kids will not understand. They will not even know what the fucking sound is.
No.
Because fucking computers don't make sounds anymore
I
like
can
that.
guarantee you, most of the listeners listening have no idea what the hell we're doing right
They have
now.
no idea what a dial-up modem sounds
No,
like.
they do not. They do not. It's fucking wild.
If you are curious, just go and look up dial-up modem sound, then you will understand what we're saying. It'll all make sense then.
It's like.
It was not that calm. It was like
It was brutal
It was
sounding.
brutal. If a kid listened to that sound today, I think they would go insane.
It's like,
That's how brutal the
it was
sound
not
is.
that bad. It
No,
was
it was
not
bad.
that bad.
It was bad. It was bad.
Unless you guys fucking was like older version of computer than us.
It was like, dude.
It was not like that. First of all, it was like the fucking shit is on the floor, okay? Like shit is aimed next to your ear.
No, it was right there on the desk. What are you talking about?
I kept my shit on the floor.
It was loud. It will wake the whole house up.
Alright, it was not that bad.
AOL, right?
Yeah, I remember like back then, like I was trying to look at like female pics. It took a long time.
Yeah.
It took a long time.
Yeah.
One picture would take what, like 2 minutes to download?
Yeah, and very
Videos was unthinkable.
No, of course
Videos
not.
was unthinkable. Female pictures were like,
Just think about,
take
like,
a
it
very
was-
long time.
It was tough jerking off back then, huh? Compared to now.
Playboy magazines, Penthouse magazines, Hustler if you're really daring.
What, did you buy them or you had subscription? What did you do?
Wait, you never had friends that were older, or you never?
Yeah,
Passed around the
you were-
magazine?
So you were jerking off at your friend's house?
No, you pass around the magazine or
Okay.
videos, VHSs,
Okay.
At
or
my
Skinamax.
I'll say at my worst, I jerked off to like Victoria's Secret.
Oh, who
catalogs.
has
Fredericks of Hollywood.
Who hasn't? What do you mean at your worst? That's like
It was-
at our best. Like, who
Like,
hasn't?
I just had nothing else. But yo, like I feel like kids these days are like magazines would be unthinkable to them.
Unthinkable.
Unthinkable.
Like to them, like it would just be
It'd be like stone tablets to us.
Well,
yeah,
think of
yeah.
it this way. A lot of the younger generation now, I mean, nothing against them, because I feel like I'm a victim of this as well at times. If you stop and think about how much you actually use your brain during the day, you actually consciously have to calculate things or think creatively for something. That amount compared to 10 years ago of you, 20 years ago of you, I can guarantee it's different.
Yeah.
Because now it's all about intake. You're intaking, right? You're intaking. You're not outputting.
Well, think about it. It all trickles back to the internet, because none of that information is available to us at a moment's notice without the internet.
Also-
So when we were growing up before internet, there was no such thing as a smartphone. Nothing. You had to literally remember any phone number that you wanted to reach.
Yeah.
I could not just look up Charles on WeChat, or I had to literally remember his full phone number.
Or you have your physical address book, phone book.
Yeah.
right?
So like it's different. Like,
But
it's
definitely
completely-
you memorize your top few friends, your family, that's it.
it's weird because I can't even imagine anymore what it was like to leave the house. Like let's say I'm gonna okay, Howie, Charles, let's meet at the Bridgewater Mall 8 p.m. tonight. Okay.
You better be there 8 p.m.
You leave the house with no guarantees that any of you are going to be there. And if you guys had any change in plans, there would be no way of reaching me to let me know. I just had to go purely on faith at 8 p.m. that you guys would be there.
No, guys, I
don't remember that.
I have a very good story on this. Okay, I remember it was 14. Back then, like, cell phones was rare, you know, like, because they were very expensive for high school kids. So I had a cell phone, but my girlfriend did not. And then, like, so we were supposed to meet at a pool hall at 4 p.m. on a Saturday. She got in trouble with her mom. You know, she couldn't show up till like 8 p.m. And I fucking, like, literally just waited. I waited because...
Yeah.
But, like, what would make you wait for the extra 4 hours to be like, he's just not going to show up?
Because, you know, I liked her, first of all, right? And, like, I know she would not show up unless it's, like, a very crazy situation. And, like, there was no other way. Like, could not reach her. I had to wait.
Back then, you had, for those kind of meetings, if I remember correctly, you had that leeway. You had that
4 hours? You didn't have a 4 hour leeway.
I don't know about 4 hours, you're right.
No, but she
I don't remember
some shit fucked up with her mom. But she had to, like, run away, right, and shit like that. But it was a long story. But yo, there was no way to know. Like you just had to wait. You just had to
all
wait.
on faith. It was all on faith.
Yeah, exactly. It's crazy. When we were kids, exactly like Justin said, like if we say something, like either we go there or I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen.
Well, you know, here's a hot take. In my experience, I felt people were generally less flaky back then.
You have to be.
Because you had to be. In order to be to survive and be accepted by your friends.
If you wanted friends.
If you were a flake, you couldn't. Like now you can flake out because I can just text you last minute and be like, oh, I can't show up. You know, whatever, right? Or oh, I'm going to be late and do this. There's a lot more leadway because there's instant communication, right? And people can react instantly. Back then you couldn't. So you couldn't like afford to be a flake. Because you'd really be screwing someone over. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you have to be a total dick.
Yeah, you'd have to be a total dick.
Yeah, because you know that person will have to wait.
Yeah. I remember a clear moment where I was working in the mall and my mom had to drop me off and pick me up from work. I didn't have a car, I was too young. And we'd meet at a certain time and she was late by like a half hour. And usually she's never ever late, and then there's no traffic, there's none of those concerns. So I had to find another way to get home. Meanwhile, she was stuck in traffic, and she was just around the corner when I left. And also next thing you know, she gets there, she's like, "Where the hell's Howie?" Yeah. So it was just this one big, miscommunication.
Oh fuck!
And everyone's freaking out on both sides.
So she's like, I can't find my son. Yeah. And meanwhile, I'm like, I don't know what happened to my mom. And not until like hours later at home, where everybody went back home and was like, "What the fuck happened?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. I'll say again, like I don't remember what that feeling was like, because I know we lived it. But I don't remember what it felt like. Was there just less anxiety back then? Because I feel like if I have my level of anxiety I have today and that happened, I'd be freaking out. But I don't remember ever freaking out, like if someone didn't show up or I couldn't, as much.
Well, what about something even simpler? You call your friend's house, their mom or whoever picks up. "Hey, is Justin home?" "Sure, 1 second." You gotta wait. They come on. "He's busy right now. Can he call you back?" "Sure." "Mom, stay off the phone for the next 30 minutes. Justin's gonna call me." That kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Right before call waiting started becoming. It's just these weird little things that we take for granted.
But then, the kids these days, they'll say, the things they experience are going to be fucking crazy, too. Right? Like, every generation has that, I guess.
Yeah.
But the internet did change the game, and I think it is a special distinction. I'm not trying to differentiate ourselves, but I literally think it is a special distinction in any era. Just about what the internet has become, that any generation to have known a time before internet and experienced the birth of the internet to today, I think is a very special time in that window of world history.
Yeah.
I don't think that can be understated.
I mean, I feel like we are saying that because we're going through it, and it's.
But even objectively, like, what bigger impact is the internet? Like, come on.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like
the wheel.
I feel like fire.
Like, what
dude,
bigger impact?
People that are like late 20s now, right? They'll probably be like in another 10, 15 years with their kids. Just listen. They're like, yo, do you remember back in, when we were in like middle school, high school, we used to post real photos of ourselves, like unfiltered? Like, oh shit, yeah, man, I look ugly as fuck, and they saw me for who I am.
Sure, but that's a small consequence compared to the impact of the internet.
But to them, it was
just think about what Justin said, man. Like, we had to wait. You don't show up.
What about directions? There's no freaking GPS.
Yeah. Yo, do you two can you two read the map?
Yeah, basically, yeah.
I'm actually very good at reading the map.
Yeah.
Just because as a kid, like, because that was the only way where the hotels are, where the fucking gas stations are,
Landmarks.
Yo, fucking kids these days don't know how to fucking read the map.
No.
I met someone who I met someone who like they do not how to read a map. So because I forgot why, but one day like I'm like, all right. Oh, let's just take out the map and like see where the fuck we go. And like they were like, "What the fuck? What the fuck you talking about?" I'm like, yo, it's not that fucking hard.
It's the same thing as like before then, like times earlier. Even people had to like look at like study animal tracks to like get their food, and now it's like those people are being like, you know what? We grew up in a time people now don't even know how to read animal tracks in the forest.
True.
You know, it's like
meanwhile we're like, get the fuck out of here.
Animal tracks.
Actually, that's true. I think that's exactly what it is. Like, I did not think about it your way, but I'm like, how the fuck he not know how to fucking read a map, bitch? like it's not that hard. But yeah, I guess it'll be like someone who like, oh, can you not read this fucking track?
Yeah, can you not read the paw prints in the mud of this animal and track it down for miles to get your food?
Do you not see that slip of fur stuck on the tree?
You would be like that, probably.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. No, I think yo, guys, I think when we are 70, we still have 30 years to go, right? Like
Howie, much less.
Still around 30.
Howie has like a few years.
But the changes we'll see will be fucking crazy.
It'll be
man.
Crazy. It'll be crazy.
In comparison to what we've been doing.
And not only the changes we'll see, but the way these changes affect the global dynamics that we live in.
It's the equivalent of our maybe, I don't know about your parents, but you hear the parents or grandparents hear the story. I used to walk to school with no shoes and this and that, and we'd be like, "What? That's crazy! I bike to school." It's like that. Like we've become the grandparents. Yeah, it's crazy if you really think about it that way.
Anyway, man, that was Charles. Fucking, I love you, man. And it's always a pleasure talking to you, dude. And in many ways, I feel like you are an inspiration. I mean, like the shit you go through and the shit you go through like quietly. Like I only learn about a lot of your struggles like when I have to dig it out of you, right? And I think that's a testament to kind of like the character you are. You go through a lot of shit on your own very quietly, without a lot of people knowing. And I really I respect your strength in that. I really do.
Oh man, fuck. Thank you guys.
Cheers, man. Happy Chinese New Year's.
Happy Chinese New Year. CNY.
I'm Justin.
And I'm Howie.
That was Charles. All right, guys. Be good. Be well. Peace.
But as the sun will see